Hi, my name's Lauren Marples and I'm excited to be guiding you through today's class. So let's get started in our seated position. You might need a block for this practice, maybe a bolster, maybe a blanket, maybe a cushion. So just taking anything that you might need just near your mat so you can grab it if you need it. And then coming into your seated position, roll back your shoulders, bringing them away from your ears, close down the eyes. And then we'll just start to breathe in and out through our nose. So noticing how that breath feels, maybe noticing how your body feels today. Allowing everything to relax more and more as we breathe into this pose, into our seated position, taking a moment to arrive and settle and ground into the mat underneath us. Or maybe if you're sitting in a bolster, into that bolster or your cushion. So feeling the connection point between your sit bones and what you're seated on, and also the legs and the feet. Maybe just taking a really long, deep breath in through the nose. Allow that space to be created in your tummy and your side body and your heart space, even in your pelvis as it pushes down. And then on your exhalation, we'll sink deeper down into the ground. Let's take a couple more breaths here. So breathing into the legs. And then exhaling, relaxing into the legs. So feel your energy move towards the earth. Inhaling this time into your tummy, your side body, your lower back area. And then exhaling, relaxing here, releasing that breath out. Draw the navel in towards the spine. Moving up towards your heart space and the circumference of that part of the upper body. And then exhale, we relax here. So breathing into your heart, the center of love, compassion, and joy, and empathy, and kindness, and patience. And then exhale, allow any stagnation here to push its way down towards the ground. This time we're breathing into our shoulders. And on our exhalation, just allow this breath to move its way from our shoulders to our fingers, so all the way down the arms. Once again, making our way back to the shoulders, breathing into them, focusing in on them. And then exhaling, relaxing down throughout the arms towards the fingers and allowing the breath to leave through the fingers. So any blockage, any stagnation, any tension in the body, moving its way out through the fingers. Coming towards your neck and all around the neck, front, sides, back, the top of the spine, breathing into your neck. The house of your voice, the house of your throat chakra, and then exhaling here, allowing anything that needs to be released to be released. One more time here, breathe in. Exhale, let it go. And then finding your focus on your eyes and your eyebrows, your forehead, your cheeks, your jaw, your chin, your ears, everything in the face. Breathing into the face. And exhale, releasing into the face. Sometimes we're holding tension in the eyes, the eyebrows, without even noticing. Sometimes we hold tension in the shoulders without noticing, the legs, the glutes, the feet even. So we're spending a little time at the beginning of our practice to allow each part of the body to relax even more with each breath. So finding our focus this time on the top of the head, the crown of the head, breathing in here. And exhale just like a wave. We're moving the breath all the way down the body towards the feet and out through the soles of the feet. So anything that's releasing, it's released here through the soles of the feet, through the toes, through the heels. Let's go 2 more breaths. Long, slow, deep breath in. Exhale, let that breath go. Inhaling once again. And exhale to release. Take your palms together in front of your heart space, thumbs against your chest. Breathing in here. And exhale, just setting an intention for your practice today. So how would you like to feel as you move, as you breathe? Is there something you'd like to focus on? Maybe you can ask yourself the question, what's the reason for me being here? Why did I decide to roll out my mat and start to practice today? What is my why? And allow this why to shape your intention. During challenging parts of our practice, using this intention as a mantra to help us overcome anything. And you can even bring this intention into the rest of your day. So take a long, slow, deep breath in through the nose once again. And exhale, bring your chin towards your fingertips. Thank yourself for deciding to join this practice. Thank your body, thank your mind, thank your breath, thank your energy. If you'd like to, now I will invite you to either sing or say or think one Om, pushing your voice or pushing your thoughts into the space around you. Take a deep breath in. Inhale here. Exhale, bring your chin to your fingertips once again if you lifted them away. Thank yourself. Thank the people practicing with you through the ether, through space, through the internet. Thank you the space that you're practicing and your mat, your props for supporting your practice and the practice of yoga for existing so we can share this experience together, and all the teachers that have passed on the wisdom and the culture and the traditions of yoga so we can share this practice. Rub your hands. Take your hands over your eyes. Blink the eyes open. Move your eyes from side to side or around in a circular motion. And then joining your palms back together in front of your heart space. Take your hands to your legs, and then we'll just start with some neck and head circles going around, warming up the neck muscles. If you'd like to connect with your breath here, we're breathing in as we lift the head up towards the sky. And breathing out as we bring the chin down and around towards the chest. Let's go 2 more times. Inhale, chin, nose, head towards the sky, and then exhale, around it goes in a circular motion. 1 more time. And then going in the opposite direction, breathing in. Exhale, continuing that circle. Perfect. Bring your head back to neutral. We'll do the same with our wrists. So making some slow circles with the wrists. You can have your fingers out or you can close them into your fist. So circling through the wrists. Some clicks or pops, like my wrists. You might even be able to hear them. And then going in the opposite direction. Well done. So the goal here is just to warm into the wrist joints. So any movements that feels good to you, any particular circular movement or back and forth movement or side to side movement that feels good for your wrists, staying here a little bit longer perhaps. Perfect. And then we'll bring our hands and knees to the mat. So moving your bolster to the side if you're using one. Push your palms into the floor. Tuck your toes, lift your hips high, downward facing dog, and just starting to pedal out the legs. So moving one knee at a time, maybe moving your hips as you go here too. Maybe you'd like to shake your head yes, or nod your head no. I should say it in the reverse, nod your head yes, shake your head no. Keep pushing your palms forward into the mat and sending your tummy towards the tops of your legs. And then from here, find still downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward so the middle back comes towards the sky. Think cat pose, so rounded spine. And then bend your knees, think cow pose, arch your back, bring your tummy towards the mat, lift your head. And then back to downward facing dog. Inhale, rounded spine, roll forward into a high plank, cat pose. And then exhale, bend your knees, arch your back, push your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, bend your knees, arch your back, push your hips up and back. Last time here together. Inhale, roll forward. And exhale, push it back. Stabilize your left foot into the floor. Lift your right leg to the sky, breathing in. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. And exhale, knee to nose. You might like to kiss your knee or blow it a kiss. Last time, inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to the right elbow. Look to the outside of your right hand and step your right foot there. And then dropping your left knee down towards the ground. Untuck your back toes. Inhale, bring the hands up towards the ceiling. Exhale, press your hips down. Take your right hand to the inside of the right knee, lifting up through that left hand. And then exhale, lean over towards the right side. Staying here for a couple more breaths. Pull your left shoulder back. Keep pushing your hips forward. Inhale, back to center. Bring the hands up. Exhale, take your hands to the front of your mat. Tuck your back toes. Lift your back knee. Frame your right foot with your hands. You might like to toe heel your right foot to the center of your mat. And then we're going to come into a warrior three. So you might like to hop the left foot forward or leap it off the ground. Maybe your hands stay on the mat. Maybe they come towards your heart center. So strong with that lifted leg. Push it towards the back of your mat. Looking underneath the nose. Maybe finding a drishti here. Or maybe your drishti is a little bit further forward. We're just going to keep that left leg really pushed back. So if you have any bend in the knee, trying to push it out. And then from here, wherever your hands are, just bringing them back towards the hips. Perfect. Thanking our core muscles for helping us stay nice and strong here, stable. And the leg muscles as well. Take a breath in, and then we're going to maybe start to fold forward. So the upper body comes down towards the ground. Finding our balance here in our flying standing split. Well done. Last breath here. And then drop your left foot next to your right. Come all the way up. Take your hands up overhead. Breathe in. Exhale, fold forward. Drop your head. Bring your tummy to the tops of your legs. Inhale, lifting up halfway, flat back. Exhale, hands down, step or jump back into plank. Travel down halfway or all the way to the floor. Untucking your toes. Inhale for low cobra, high cobra, sphinx pose or upward facing dog. And then exhale for downward facing dog. Readjust your feet as needed. Maybe you're walking them a little bit more forward. And then inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Well done. Last time, inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Look towards the outside of that left hand. Step your left foot there. Drop your right knee to the ground. Untuck your back toes. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, stay here. Sink your hips forward and down. And then take your left hand to the inside of that left leg. Deep breath in. Exhale, lean to the left. Pull your right shoulder back. Well done. One more breath like this. Keep pushing your hips forward and down. And then inhale, hands up to the sky. Exhale, frame your front foot with your hands. Wiggle your left foot into the center of the hands. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and then float your right leg off the ground, finding your warrior three. Maybe your hands stay on the ground. Maybe they lift towards your heart center or over your ears. Keeping that right leg straight. Find a drishti to focus your gaze on. Breathing here. Well done. You got it. 2 more breaths here. Nice slow breath. And then take your hands near your hips towards the back of your mat And starting to slowly bring the upper body down as the right leg lifts up. Keep looking for that drishti, find your focus point, find your concentration focus point. Keep pressing out of that left leg, up out of that left hip as well. Last breath like this. Drop your right foot next to your left. Inhale, lift the arms, lift the upper body towards the sky, breathing in. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or jump back into plank. Move through your vinyasa, all the way down or halfway down. Untuck your toes, take your back bend of choice. Roll your shoulders back, lift your heart space forward. And then exhale for downward facing dog. And then taking 3 breaths in downward facing dog. Or tabletop position or child's pose if you'd prefer. And we're imagining there's 2 points on our fingers and 1 point on our hips, and those points are pressing away from each other or pulling away from each other. So the hips are lifting up to the sky, the palms are pushing forward. Perfect. From here, look towards the feet, and we're starting to walk our hands back to the back of our mat. And at the back of our mat, we're finding our ragdoll. So bending through the knees, relax your head, maybe holding on to opposite elbows. Feel free to sway the body from side to side or bounce back and forward or nod your head, just getting all nice and loose in the head and the upper body. Well done. Releasing your hands to the ground. Toe heel your feet over towards the edges of your mat. So your toes turn outward slightly. And then take a breath in as you push your hips back. Lifting up halfway. On your exhale, bend through your knees. Come down into Malasana. Keeping your hands on the ground. We're just going to walk our hands forward to the front of our mat. Chin tucking towards the chest. Pressing your hips down and back. Pressing your knees out to the side as well. And last 2 breaths here, well done. And then looking towards the fingers, plant your palms on the floor, lift your hips up high. We're going to toe heel our feet so that they're parallel with the wrists, or maybe even a little bit closer. Taking your knees towards your armpits, take your heels off the ground, look towards the front of your mat, and bring your knees towards the arms, so bending through the elbows. Maybe we lean forward and find our crow pose. So 1 foot off the floor or 2 feet off the floor. Finding a couple of breaths here, well done. And then bringing the feet down towards the ground when you feel ready to. We're going to walk our hands forward. Drop the knees to the floor. Walk your hands forward to the front of your mat once again. Take a breath in. Exhale, bring your elbows towards the ground. Allow your heart space to lower towards the floor as well as you come into your puppy pose. So maybe your forehead is on the mat, maybe your chin is on the mat. And with each exhalation, we're allowing our heart space to drop even further towards the ground. So coming back to your breath. Whenever we have this pause, a little bit of a longer hold in our poses, focusing on lengthening the breath, regulating the breath, slowing it down, breathing a little bit longer. And then starting to look forward, so raising your head, Shift your weight towards your forearms. Bring your hips, bring your tummy down towards the ground and find your Sphinx pose. So we're untucking our toes, pulling the mat back towards us, pressing our heart space forward, pressing our elbows into the mat so we lift our shoulders away from the ground. And our hips are pressed into the floor, our toes are pressed back. You might even like to lift your knees off the ground here as well. Well done. Last breath here in Sphinx. Lengthening all the front of the body. And then coming all the way down with your heart space to the floor. Take your hands back towards the hips. On your inhale, lift your heart space off the ground. Maybe take your hands off the ground, reach them towards the back of your mat. Staying here. Feel free to start to lift your legs, your knees off the floor as well, and we're also lifting them towards the back of the mat or pressing them towards the back of the mat. Pushing your tummy, your hips into the floor. And then lowering all the way down. Maybe bring your cheek to the mat. Move your hips from side to side if that feels good for them. And then bending through the knees. So our next pose, option for skydiver pose or option for bow pose. For skydiver pose, we come into an active bow where we, similarly to our previous posture, we're lifting our heart space off the floor and pressing our hands back towards the back of our mat. And then we lift our knees off the floor as well. So for bow pose, holding onto the feet, if you open the knees out, bring them back together. On your next inhalation, if you're holding onto the feet, you're pressing your feet into your hands, lifting your heart space off the floor, bringing your shoulders back. Maybe your knees come off the mat as well. Tummy presses down, heart space presses forward. You might like to look forward or you might like to look up towards the sky. Bring your legs together if you open them. And then all the way down we go. Keep your knees bent, maybe take your hands underneath your cheek this time. And reverse windscreen wiper your knees from side to side, your legs from side to side. And then just coming onto the right cheek, opening your hands out towards the side in a T shape. Relax your legs towards the ground. We're going to bend our left elbow, bring the left hand next to our chest, and then also bending into the left knee. From here, pushing into the left hand so that our heart space and our hips and our tummy start to come off the mat and roll towards the left side of us. And then that left foot finds the floor behind that straight leg. If you need to, you can also bring the right hand a little bit closer to the hips or a little bit closer to the body. If it feels intense on the shoulder, this is quite an opening posture for our shoulder joint, all the muscles there. Keeping our chin relaxed inwards towards the chest. And you can keep your left hand where it is, or you might like to take it behind the back as well. And this right leg, you might like to keep it straight, or maybe we're bending it and bringing the knee up towards the sky, depending on how that feels. Breathing here, well done. And then let's roll out of it. Come back onto your front. Open your left hand towards the side. Right hand bends or right elbow bends, right knee bends. You're on the left cheek this time. Push into the right hand so you start to roll over the left shoulder. And the right foot finds the floor at the back of your left leg. Breathing here, chin tucks in towards your chest. Maybe your right hand comes behind you or stays where it is. Either way is perfect. The left leg can be straight, or maybe if you tried it on the other side and you'd like to try it this side, or even if you didn't try it on the other side and you'd like to try it this side, you can bend into your left knee and maybe bring it up towards the sky, just like the right side. Well done. Start to roll back onto your front. Take your hands next to your chest. One last back bend. Inhale, lift your heart space. Extended cobra or low cobra. Heart space forward, shoulders back. And then tucking our toes. Lift our hips, finding downward facing dog. Feel free to hold a still downward facing dog, or perhaps you'd like to pedal out the legs here as well. Perfect. So from here, stabilize the left foot again. Lift your right leg to the sky, breathing in, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Just like before, knee towards the right elbow. Look towards the outside of the right hand. Step your right foot here. And then keeping your left hand on the mat, we're going to find a twist. So inhale, lift your right hand to the sky, looking up towards the right thumb. And exhale, press the hips down. Open your heart space towards the sky even more, using the shoulders to help you. Keep lifting your right hand up towards the ceiling. 2 more breaths here in our easy twist. Well done. From there, the back foot, pivoting onto the outer edge of it, so the outer arch of the back foot. And then we're going to step the right foot or wiggle it back into a side plank. So maybe we stay here in the side plank with both legs stacked, or you might like to step your right foot in front of the left. So you're bending into the right knee and bringing the right foot onto the ground in front of the left leg. Keep pressing up through that left arm. Well done. Keep lifting up through the hips. Wherever your right leg is, step it behind the back of the left and drop your hips down towards the ground. So our left leg is straight, our right knee is bent. Wild thing. Lift up through your hips. Inhale. Maybe your right hand comes back behind the head. And then exhale, coming back down. Reaching your right hand towards the back of your mat. Inhale. Once again, lifting up. Wild thing. And then exhale, dropping the hips, lowering down. Last time. Inhale for our wild thing. Exhale, stay here. Look towards your front of your mat. Drop your right hand there. Pivot on your left foot so your toes find the floor, and then your right foot steps into that lizard lunge once again next to our right hand. Whew, well done. Alrighty, we're going to stay in lizard for a couple more breaths, so you can drop your left knee down if you'd like to. Maybe your right hands walk a little bit more forward, lowering your heart space, lowering your tummy down towards the ground. Walk your hands back to the inside of that right leg. Tuck your back toes. Step your right foot to meet the left. Press your hips back up into downward facing dog. Stabilizing into the right leg. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Look to the outside of your left hand, and we're stepping our left foot there. Keep your right hand where it is. Inhale, lift your left hand up towards the ceiling. Turn your chest towards the right. Keep dropping your hips down, lifting up through that left arm, looking up towards the left thumb. Well done. And getting ready to come into our side plank. So we turn onto the outer edge of that right foot and either wiggling your left foot or stepping the left foot back into your side plank. Finding your balance here, find a drishti. You can also step your left foot in front of the right, so bending through that left knee. Keep lifting up through the hips. Keep lifting up out of that right shoulder. You got it. The right fingers are gripping the mat. 2 more breaths here. And wherever your left foot is, just step it behind the back of the right. Drop your hips down. Bring your left hand in between the legs. Inhale for Wild Thing. Lifting up through the hips. Heart space. Bring the left arm over your ear. And then exhale, lowering back down. Inhale for Wild Thing. Exhale to lower. Last time, we'll hold it a little bit longer this time. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, stay here. Look to the front of your mat. Drop your left hand there. Pivot on your right foot, the back foot. So we're on the tippy toes. And then step your left foot to the outside of the left hand. You can drop your right knee down towards the ground. Untuck your toes if that feels good. Walk your hands forward. Drop your upper body, your hips, your head towards the ground. One more breath here in our lizard. And then walk your hands back towards the inside of the left foot. Tuck your back toes. Press your left foot back to meet the right. Find your downward facing dog. And then drop the knees down towards the ground. Cross your legs over. Come to sit on your sit bones. Bring your legs out in front of you. Maybe you're taking a cushion behind your hips. You can also have a blanket underneath them. Maybe you're taking a blanket underneath the knees. Lift your hands up high to the sky, breathing in. Exhale, reach forward. Holding on to anything that your hands find. So your calves, your ankles, the sides of your feet, your big toes. Each time we breathe in, we're bringing our heart space towards the toes. And then on our exhale, bringing your tummy down towards the legs. Relax your head. Relax your shoulders. Relax your face. Breathing here, well done. Allowing the body an opportunity to relax into this pose. Perfect. So staying in the position with your back body, we're going to just lift our hands off the legs or off the floor, reaching them forward, point the toes, and then rounding the back, coming to lie down on your back. So slowly engaging the legs to help control this movement. Once you arrive, bring the hands up overhead, over your ears. And then inhale, same way as we came down, lifting our way up nice and slowly with control towards the toes. Folding forward. On your exhale, we'll go back in the same way. So rounded spine. Lowering down to the ground, keeping the toes pointed. Lifting your hands up overhead. Inhale, making our way back up. And exhale, lowering back down. Arms overhead, take a breath in. And exhale, making our way back up. One more time. Inhale here. Exhale, lowering back down. Inhale, arms overhead. And exhale, sitting our way back up. Reaching forward. Take a breath in. And slide all the way down onto your backs. Hands on your body this time. Take 1 or 2 breaths here. Well done. Bring your hands to the ground next to your hips. Bend your knees. Feet are hip width distance apart. On your inhale, lift your hips to the sky. Squeeze the glutes. Press your shoulders into the mat to lift your heart space even further up towards the ceiling. Option to keep your hands where they are, maybe interlace some underneath the back and roll your shoulders in towards each other. Keep pressing through the legs. Press your feet forward into the mat. Lifting up through the hips, through the tummy, through the heart space with your chin tucked in towards your chest. Well done. A couple more breaths here. Option to come into shoulder stand from our bridge pose. So releasing your fingers if you're holding onto them, bringing them underneath the back body and the hips. Lifting one leg up at a time. And then finding your way into your shoulder stand. If you're coming into it from the ground, release back down into your bridge pose. Hands in the same position as we started for bridge. Bring the legs up to the sky. Either staying here, option to take a supported variation with a bolster or block or cushion underneath your lower back and hip area, or bringing your knees towards your forehead, using the hands to help you, holding onto your lower back, and then lifting your legs up into shoulder stand from here, looking up towards the toes. Pressing your hips towards the back of your mat, lifting up through the toes, engage through the legs. And then lowering all the way down. So you might like to do this by bringing your knees towards your forehead, vertebrae at a time, lowering down towards the ground. Bending the knees, bringing your arms out to the side, breathing in. Exhale, supine twist towards the right. So bringing the knees over towards the right side. Maybe your right hand finds the top of your left knee. You might like to look over your left shoulder, your left fingertips. Relaxing more and more into the ground. And then from here, coming into the other side. So breathing in, lifting your knees to the sky. Scoot your hips over, drop your knees down towards the left side this time. Maybe using your hand to guide your knee towards the ground or towards the back left corner of your mat. And you can look up or look over your right fingertips this time. Bring your right shoulder down towards the earth. Perfect. We'll take 2 or 3 more breaths just like this. And then bringing your knees back to center, lift your feet off the ground. Hug your shins or hug the backs of your legs. Lift your forehead up towards the knees. You can either kiss the knees or hug them. And then finding a nice relaxing Savasana. So perhaps your feet come out towards the edges of your mat. Think of this as a star pose. So you're taking up space, making room for yourself, shining brightly. Creating space for yourself to shine. Keep relaxing your shoulders. Keep relaxing your arms, your hips, your legs, your toes, your face. And little by little, we relax and let go a little bit more. Finding your breath, focusing in on it. And allow your breath to guide you into a more relaxed state. So we do this by practicing presence, noticing our thoughts if they come in, and bringing our attention back to our breath. If you'd like to stay in Savasana for a little bit longer, please feel free to pause the video or pause the class and repause it or replay it when you feel ready and when you feel ready to come out of it. Otherwise, we're starting to breathe a little bit more deeply, bringing some movement into our fingers and toes, maybe moving your head from side to side. Bending through the knees, rolling over onto your side. Sending love from your palms into your skin, your arms, your side body, your legs, maybe underneath the head. Staying here for a little bit longer. And then from here, pushing your hands into the ground, making your way up into a seated position. If you opened your eyes, just closing them back down again. If you close your eyes, keeping them closed as we bring our palms in front of our heart space. Sitting up nice and tall, we'll sing or say or speak or think one Om to finish our practice together. Exhale first. Take a breath in through your nose. Inhale when you're ready. Exhale, chin down towards your fingers. Love, gratitude to yourself, to the space you can practice in, your mat, your props, everything that supported you today, and to the practice of yoga. Blink your eyes open when you're ready, raise your gaze. Thanks so much for joining me today. I wish you a beautiful day ahead or evening ahead or morning ahead, whatever time of day you're practicing at, and I hope to see you at the next practice.